Hello and welcome to today's video as we cover MSI. The main event, day one, we have HLE Team Secret Wales, Top Esports G2. With random draw being a thing, it has made, I really hate this format. I think it sucks. A lot of people saying G2 should lose because then they'll have a better chance of winning through the loser bracket and this, that, and the third. I fucking hate this format. I think a 7 day rumble stage, and then with best of three, I don't fucking know. Figure it out. A rumble stage into a seeded single elim bracket's better, in my opinion. At least it takes a random draw out of it, and then best team wins after that. I really hate this format. So we have HLE Team Secret Wales predictions. We went 2-0 on the day. HLE winning 3-0. Not a big surprise. I thought the Wales could take a game if HLE came out flat. They didn't. HLE, both the first two games, they led for pretty much 95% of the minutes played. In game three, they let their foot off the gas. The Wales were able to be ahead for quite a large portion of it, but couldn't find a way to win in the end. HLE ahead for 80% of the minutes played. They took 6 of 10 Drakes, 2 Barons, averaged 4,700 gold to power play. Zeka was dominant, 22 and 13. 28 damage share. Delight, 79 KP with a 2v2 kill. Not a lot of solo 2v2 kills in this series, which is a surprise. The Wales needed to make it chaotic, and they couldn't pull it off, especially the bot lane duo. So Eddie had no kills in this series. And when your AD carry has no kills, you're fucked. So he went 0-3 and 15. Pun had a solo kill, going 24 damage share. Goes to show that nobody really took the bull by the horns for the Wales. Histo had a solo kill, 80 KP. If you look here, 245. Histo's the only player on his team that was ahead on average in this series. And to Kanavi, a jungler that is notorious for opening up leads. So Histo does deserve credit. I understand everything else was struggling. You can say, well, Kanavi's doing this and that. Well, Histo's farming. In the end, who has the gold lead? It's HLE. Histo did his thing, but everyone else kind of just fell apart. Zeus averaging an 860 gold lead. He had a solo into Pun. 850 gold lead for Zeka. Guma, Delight, nearly 1,400 for them. Guma had 2 solo 2v2 kills as well. So the bot lane duo doing very well in their matchup. 600, so that's 1,465. They're about nearly a 2,800 gold lead at 15 minutes on average. HLE were very strong in this matchup. We'll see how the Wales do in the loser bracket. If they lose 0-3 again, LCP comes away from this event with no wins at all, which will really affect this. You'll say, oh, why are the Wales still above HLE? Last 3 international events, CFO did very well in the first 2, in the MSI 25 and Worlds, as well as the Wales, I think, were at Worlds, and maybe GAM or PSG. PSG were at Worlds. Something I'm trying to remember. Regardless, as LCP struggles, if they continue to struggle, it will affect this in quite a large manner, and will make the LCP teams end up in a different ranking. Let's put it that way. They will, in the hierarchy of regions, they will not be where they are. Top Esports G2. I had G2 winning this matchup 3-1. So 1, I definitely didn't expect it to be a reverse sweep. So Top Esports did very well in the first 2 games. But in the end, that bot lane duo of G2 was, in my opinion, the strongest part. People are going to focus on Caps in Game 3, getting a Penta on Syndra. They're going to focus on Skuman getting 3 solo kills in Game 5 on Poppy. And those 2 moments are definitely individually great moments. But Hansama Lebrav, I think, won the matchup all 5 games. So that is significant. That is significant. And, it is one of the better, if not the best, Western bot lanes right now. And that's not a preposterous take. That's not a hot take at all. And Jackie and Feng Yu, Jackie does flip a coin. And here, he had 20 deaths. He had more deaths than kills. Feng Yu and Zuan are two young players. I expected Top Esports to struggle. I didn't expect them to hard throw a series. So G2 took 13 of 24 Drakes. They took 5 of 8 Barons. And were ahead for about 68% of the minutes played. So 70-30 split. G2 were pretty competitive in Game 1 in their loss, and then in Game 2, Top Esports were ahead for, I want to say, almost all of it. But Games 3 through 5, G2 were definitely in control. Skuman had 4 solo kills, 23, 13, and 44. Only a 90 gold lead over TN, though, over this series. So not the early game, he did not turn it into a big gold lead for himself. So that matchup was not lopsided at all, in my opinion, at least in the individual early game. Caps had 2 solo kills, 26% of the team's damage, leading the way. He was only up 180 into Cream. Cream did very well, I thought, at times in this matchup. Lebrav, 80 KP almost, had a 2v2 kill. And he and Hansam were up 630 gold at 15 minutes combined. So really, you look here, and we have, 31, 120, about a 750 gold lead on average for G2 in this series. And in a 5-game series, you're going to have that because Top obviously won 2 games. But it wasn't super lopsided. As maybe somebody say, oh, I hate how many people use the word like stomp and dominate and this and that in these series when it really, relatively speaking, is not the case. When you compare these two series, I don't think anybody in their right fucking mind could say that about this one when you have that one right alongside it, right, for reference. But regardless, Cream, 2 solo kills, 25, 9, and 25. Another thing to note, by the way, G2, 2,500 gold at power play. They did have one negative one, but in their wins, they were just able to do what needed to be done to get another Baron. Top Esports averaged 3,700 gold with their Barons in their wins. So Cream, 25, 9, and 25. I mean, can't blame him. Jackie, though, 26 damage here. Tien, 2 solo kills, 73 KP. And down here, a ton of action, right? Very different than this one. Hansama, 4 solo 2v2 kills. Zuan, 4 solo kills into BB. You see, 150 gold lead at 15 minutes. Zuan won his matchup. So, that is notable. A young player that did well on the international stage. Had moments, definitely, where he shined. Feng Yu, 2 solo 2v2 kills, and Broken Blade had a solo of his own. So there were 7 solo 2v2 kills in this bot lane duo matchup. And in top lane, you had 5. So very, very aggressive, exciting series between these two teams for sure. And it's not a big surprise. G2 are I'd say the whales are going to drop because LCP needs to return to the norm now that CFO are out of it and the whales are still young and developing. But G2 showed at first stand that the LEC is legit this year, at least in their case. People may say this and that about KC, but I think KC are still a solid team, and I think they're probably properly ranked in 10th. But regardless, G2 winning this matchup, not a big surprise. Not a big surprise at all. Zuan winning his matchup is. And the thing is, too, you have moments like where G2, as the series goes on, are going to have an inherent advantage, in my opinion, over pretty much everybody here, outside of T1 and maybe BLG, in that their champion pools are some of the deepest in the world. They're going to offer angles that the other teams simply don't have, and they're going to have to do their due diligence. Over the last day, Top Esports need to do a lot of scouting to be ready for what was coming. And also, we saw a lot of incorporation of champions that were buffed and affected on the last couple patches, which was huge as well. I mean, hell, I saw Tristana top. Tristana was just buffed as an example. It lost the game, but are we going to see stuff like that? Are we going to see changes in the meta now that G2 have kind of shown some of their hand and gave teams other ideas and opportunities? And that is what a 5-game series in Fearless is going to do. So really the only matchup, the only power ranking change that came from this is HLE JDG. We see a little bit of movement down here, but that's just a ripple effect of how these teams rank in individual categories. But HLE are going to continue to move up as they win. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.